Hey everybody, it's Easton at Pionex, and we have a great video for you today. We're going back into our weekly Bitcoin updates where we'll be going over the support and resistance, talking about what's happened this past week as well as weekend, where we see the market headed towards in the future, as well as how to prepare your Pionex AI bot to really maximize your gains and reduce your risk. So without further ado, let's head to the chart. If you've looked at our videos, and I highly recommend everybody look at our videos because we have a really in detail analysis over what's going on. We saw that Thursday, Bitcoin kind of broke out. So we saw it kind of, kind of in this channel between the resistance of around 71,000, 70,000, or 71,000. And then we had the resistance or the support of around 60,000, 59,000. So just depending on how you chart, we had the support and resistance being there. It's been kind of bouncing between the two, having some false breakouts, but nothing too severe. We said that if Bitcoin broke past the 56,000 mark, it will probably tumble all the way down to 51,000. And if it breaks past, the 65, it has a chance to retest the 65 to 66 or 67,000. It has a chance to really break through and retest the resistance. And then if it breaks past around, you know, 71, it'll probably go to the all-time high. So we'll see. We'll see. But it's been kind of in this channel. So right now, while it's in that channel, it's also been flagging. So we were seeing that it was kind of getting tighter and tighter, and we didn't know which side it was going to break out to, but it seemed like it was going to go to the upside, and it did on Thursday. So we had a huge rip from 61,000 to 68,000, or yes, around $68,000. Then from there, we saw over the weekend it continued to kind of track up, track up, track up, and today it is at 68, the 68,272. And so, with that being said, we have a couple of little things that we can work with. Um, we understand that now it is on a reversal. So we saw that it tested the resistance, and then it dropped all the way down to 59,000. So it's tested higher high, then lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher high, and it's been like that on since it went to 57,000. So I think that we're going to retest the resistance. But with that being said, we also need to understand that there's a lot of things at play here. Summertime, I think that you have to look at the entire market. Like if you look at the side, you see a lot of things in green. That's good and healthy. That means that there's a lot of bullish activity. Not to mention, you see on the U.S. Stock Exchange side, SPY is doing well and testing all-time highs. Maybe this week we have a lot of good activity going on overall, and I think that we'll probably retest the all-time high before election season comes along. But for this week, I think that in reality, if you I want everybody to look at is the 24-hour high and low. And so what you're seeing now on a normal activity with Bitcoin is there being around $3,000 one way or in between the top end range and the high and the low for the 24 hours. And so you can use this stuff to help you as you program your bots. We'll kind of go into a little bit more here in detail in a little bit, but just know that right now, until there's some like super clear direction on where we're going, it is still in this range. It's still ranging between the support and resistance that has been having. Now, if I was, let's just say, for instance, we are preparing ourselves for trying to create a custom bot. How I would prepare myself is knowing that there's some bullish activity, and it's probably going to be testing the the resistance. And also knowing the range is around 3,000. What I would do is I would set my lower limit to be around 65. So right now, if you go to 65,000, you see that this was the previous kind of like uh, resistance. This is kind of like a pretty solid level. Like it'll between that 65 and 68. It's been kind of solid outside. Every time it breaks through there, it goes one direction or another. So when it was here and it fully committed past the 65, it went down. When it went past the 65 here, it went to 68. And when it went past the 65, 62, 65 to 63, then it went down. Tested it, went back down. Broke through, went back up. So I'm fairly comfortable that 65 will be the new support for this time frame. And so what you can do is you can look at the ranges as well as looking at it goes around 60, it goes around 3,000, so you can push around 3,000 one way or another. And so the lower limit should be around 65,000. That should be once it goes past 65,000 on the downswing on the bearish activity, it typically goes lower than that. So what I would want to do is really have my lower limit be there so the AI bot knows, hey, we don't need to conduct these trades once it gets past this certain point. Then on the upswing, we know that once it gets past 65, it typically tests that set of 67, 68,000. And then when it does break past that 68,000, then it kind of rails through to test all-time highs. So you see here, it broke through that 65 and it tested the 70,000. You see it kind of happening. It tested 65, bounced back up to 71. So if I was you, I would probably branch out my upper limits to 72 just in case it goes past that, and then you have a lot of cushion to capture some gains. And so even if you really wanted to, you could set it for a new all-time high and have it at 72 or 74. I'm very risk adverse, so I much rather make sure that I'm conducting trades where I can almost have a high probability of it being there. And so what I like to do is be a little bit conservative with that. So I said 72,000, but it wouldn't be far-fetched to go to 74, just to test all-time highs, give you a little bit more room to go up to the upside. And then as far as the grids, 16 is my sweet spot. 32, you're conducting too many trades and you're not letting things kind of ride or roll through on the trade. And if you have less than 16, I think that you don't conduct enough and you really limit yourself on the number of trades and you also let things kind of hold a little too long or to the downside if something is happening. With 16, you really get a good number of certain trades occurring within that grid frame, as well as you get a little bit of time for trades to mature and move upwards, as well as if things on the downside you can buy it when it gets a little bit lower as well. So I like 16, but this is how I'd set up my bot, and then I just create it. Be mindful again once it tests that 71. If you're checking through the week, this is a big thing. If you're checking through the week and you see it going back down, I would, if you see it testing here and then it reverses, you can always go to a reverse grid bot strategy and change again. You know that the upper limit will be, I would say, this is where you play the upper. When you do the reverse, your upper limit is a little bit more conservative. So you would go with, I would go 68,000. If you see it reversing, if you see it, let's see, say it went to 70,000, and you see it reversing out, so 69,000. Then I would have my lower limit be, because you know that it keeps testing here, the 68, and if it breaks through, then it'll go down to around 60,000. I would go around 62,000 on the reverse, because 61 is the support, so it allows you. You could even go with the old support, and that gives you enough room for that to kind of roll into, and then you can do the same 16 grids. But when you're on the reverse, again, you want your upper limit because it probably won't get there. It probably, if it's reversing and it's on the downswing, it's probably, going down. You see it tests and it goes down within the next couple of days. So if I was you, I would have it set from around the resistance, and then I'd have it right above the support on that, and you can even go a little bit lower than that. You might go 59,000, and that allows you to really be able to capture stuff, and then from there you can kind of like play it by feel. And if you, again, you can just do this, reverse it all the time. Revert once it reverses to the upside, do the grid, go to the downside, do a reverse grid, and set it and with based off of the support and resistance. And you can just do that all day and capture gains. It's pretty simple. I love it, and it's a really good strategy. But this all for this week. Be mindful. It's gonna probably retest the resistance. If it doesn't break through, then it's gonna probably break down a little bit to the 65,000. If it breaks past 65, it will go down to 61 and retest the support. And again, worst case scenario, it breaks through 57,000. It's headed towards 51,000. I don't really foresee that happening. But if it breaks down, if it ever breaks down past 57, it's headed towards the $51,000 range. But we'll see. Right now, everything's in the green, so we'll see in the future. But other than that, this is Easton with Pionex. Make sure you create some bots. We have a amazing opportunity. If you check the link in the description, click on it. We are giving away free bots and $30 access. So make sure you do that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section, as well as any other coins you want us to go over, give us analysis, or any other bot strategies questions, concerns that you might have. Just let us know. Other than that, peace, y'all.